Bronny can go in front of Ian.
Nigga, my mama gonna go to war, nigga. I don't give a fuck how old she is or how old I am. So if I got a pops, that nigga gonna do this. Well, he better do this. That's right.
Yeah. But now we're opening the door for all of these parents to start coming out and protecting their kids.
If you think that's bad, wait till you see Shedeur.
Right, it's about to
you know Dion
already
none of that.
We all saw what we saw, and you know what we saw.
That's elementary school.
No.
That's
it's like when you a teammate, he push him like, man, like, let's go. He puts him like, get off of me. Get off of me. Get off me. No, don't touch me. Was it worth the $30,000? Now? In the moment.
In that moment.
In the moment.
He was up.
You remember? Was it bingo night? Or was it? 44. You know what we do on this show, boy. We flow, boy. But I'm going to keep it high level. This is going to just give you the beats. And I give you my opinion at the end on all of these topics. But what's going on, the core issue, is the carriage rights fee.
First of all, start off the right way. Exactly. Let me start out like this. This is why I'm broke and you got money. this whole Dak Prescott saga.
What are those? On the field, I got metric after metric. He's a winner. Okay, he's number one in all categories for the Dallas Cowboys first 5 seasons. Off the field, unquestionable character. Like, the only thing you got on Dak Prescott is, I am undefeated.
Oh, come on.
And me playing basketball, and I just want to light up.
He's getting up.
And show, yeah, we doing this for real.
He's
funny.
I want to go rebound.
This one?
Cut that up. I got a match. This boy, it's wet time. That's what I do.
I still don't know why this is a pick, except exceptional play by the defender. Look at that. 2 dudes reaching, and then he comes between them and say, let me split this bunk bed. And I'm out of here. Shotgun snap, slips. Oh, that's a sack on your first play ever in the NFL. Y'all know your nightmares came true. You're like, God dang. Oh, yeah, this ain't it. Look at this blitz right here.
I mean, he only knows so much what he's reading off stats, off paper. I mean, everything's good on paper, but I would always love to hear from a player because they play the game.
What about a journalist? Like, being real, NARPs are journalists. Like, you're from that pool, right? So imagine somebody just said, you didn't play the game. I don't want to hear it.
She would have a living room full of people at about 10 p.m. probably every other Friday or Saturday. Come up here and I already know what they want, and I got to sing whatever song I got.
Did you say song. Sing, not rap? You said sing, huh?
Sing. Yeah, they ain't trying to hear no rap. They ain't trying to hear no rap. Yeah.
You think you can do something with that? Hey man, Michael Jordan too light in the tail.
Okay, you know what, big dog?
Yes.
I ain't light in the tail. If you want some of this, let's go one-on-one right
now.
Everyone's playing the hits, but I'm a DJ. And one thing I know from my DJing experience is that you don't just play the hits. You play things that people haven't found out about yet. Discovery. Not up to me. I don't have this ego where I'm a buck, talk trash, and be like, yo, I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm gonna be like this. All right, I got enough talent. I got enough belief in me. I know what I want to do. Yep, let me go do it. Wow. Damn, I'm off center. I tried to move this thing, and that thing kept moving. It was hopping. Oh, y'all take me back to my 6'3" Impala days. Oh, man. I had it rolling around on LA Street, 6 tray Chevrolet ragtop Impala. I was top dollar. Had my cousin laid back. He was riding shotgun. Plus, I had the front and backs hydraulic hot ones. Somebody beat it up in the comments and tell me who said that. Golly, I love that dude. Peace treaty. Respect to y'all today. Who's up in the morning with me? Dressed in black. Who's number one right now? Let me give you some love. Let me just start the show off right. Universal Trappers, that's my dog. Let's go. Respect to your big dog. Number 2, Francisco Aguilera. You ain't got to go out on the lawn today and cut some grass. I don't know where you live, big dog. You might be out there with that snow. I'm telling y'all, man, LA got bad taxes. LA got some homeless issues. LA got some crime. LA got some craziness going on. But I tell you one thing we ain't got. Waking up to nature destroying my day. Like, we ain't got snow. Golly, I used to hate the snow. Even though I love it. You love it when it's like coming down. You love it when it's like, oh, nostalgic, and it makes you think you're in a snow globe and let it snow and all the songs come on. Then you just look and say, what the hell am I doing? I'm spending money to be here. That's why people like vacations and vacation weather, and that's LA. All right, who's number 3? TC210, all the OGs up in here. Let's get it. All right, y'all. Like this video so more people can like this video and subscribe. And we're going to flip it today. Yes, we are. While we are building, we're going to see how they try to tear us apart. Yeah, we're going to get into the division first. Oh, like an NFL season. We're going to get into the divisional game first. We're going to get into the division first. So unless you've been hiding under a rock, obviously you know what's going on in our country. A lot of the ICE agency and the protests, etc., right? We all know what's going on. So I just want to give you guys a bird's eye view of the Alex Pretti. Sorry if I'm saying his name incorrectly, but I just want to show you guys this video. Disturbing, but we got to go there. Let's go.
Honestly.
All right. So I'm going to stop this video right quick because you want to know who Alex Pretti is. You're going to see, like, there's ICE agents around, and then there's people obviously filming, and there's cars, and we're going to get into a little deeper. I just want to give you guys the first lay of it. So let's go.
Honestly.
So obviously this is not what you want. Oh, goodness. Now they're gonna do a focus in on it, but right now, just me looking. This guy, I think it's this guy right here. Watch what happens as you see. There's someone who's trying to be detained. Someone's trying to be detained. Look, I'm just gonna talk to you like. Sometimes it sounds inhumane when you talk principled, right? When you stick to the principles, or you talk about accountability or self-responsibility. Like, my job when I'm outside is to come back home inside. That's my job, right? I have too many people counting on me. I love too many people. You only get one lap around this thing. You only get one life to live. So make sure that the thing that you're going to go out, die for, I mean, I don't know if that list is long. So let's just talk through that. We're going to have a show today about all of this. Well, watch right here. Watch my man right here. See? All right, see? Now, I don't know what he saw in that moment, but something triggered him, right? This guy has been in this position for 20 seconds at least, detained. Right? Nah, I can't say detained. That's being forward. In the process, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, resisting, going through this process. Let's go. Okay, get out of there. We're going to go deeper. We're going to go deeper. Okay, and we're going to show you guys. Our attempt is to show what the sides are saying so we can find a common place where we can peacefully coexist. I'm not getting into rights and wrongs. I'm just going to break it down, and we're going to say, hey, man, in this position, in this situation, preserve the people over the politics. All right, so let's look at this.
Good morning, Robin. We took multiple videos, verified them, and then went frame by frame. And we have now a fuller picture of what occurred over just minutes when an initially non-violent encounter turned deadly and became yet another flashpoint in the nation's vigorous debate over immigration enforcement, the use of lethal force, and accountability.
At least 3 minutes before Alex Pretti was shot and killed, he is seen at 8:58 a.m. Saturday holding his phone at a distance from immigration enforcement officers in an apparent attempt to record a nearby arrest. An eyewitness captured this video of Pretti filming the arrest. At no point does he appear to display a weapon. A minute later, Pretti appears to be using his phone to record two bystanders interacting with a federal officer before.
I got to stop right here because I think what's happening in our world right now, is the phrase or the term of nonviolent. I think it's being loosely interpreted. I think sometimes nonviolent means, hey, man, I don't have any weapons, obviously, right? Nonviolent sometimes is getting, I think, misconstrued into like, I'm peacefully protesting. I'm out here not doing anything that's harmful. However, it's irritating, all right? It's agitating, right? You're not complying, but it's still nonviolent. So you could be non-compliant and nonviolent nowadays, okay? And we understand it, and we've seen it from yesteryear videos of marches and protests, but we're getting to a place where it's way looser to say even nonviolent, because you could just frankly say, no, but you're also not a part of the order. You're not complying. You're not being obedient in this moment where there's law enforcement. Just wanted to clarify that because I keep hearing nonviolent dance and jump around. Continue.
Or that officer is seen shoving one of them across the street.
Do not push them into the traffic.
Another camera angle shows the officer shove one of those individuals into Pretti. You can see the two holding on to each other. The confrontation escalates. Both of Pretti's hands are visible. One holds the phone, the other he held up seemingly to protect himself from pepper spray.
Whoa!
Pretti is seen being pepper sprayed. 3 officers grapple with him until he's taken down and held on the frozen pavement. Another group of officers then surrounds him. At 9:01, the federal officer in a gray jacket emerges from the scrum with a gun that appears to match the one Pretti had a permit to carry. Almost simultaneously, the first shot is fired. Officers step back. Within 5 seconds, 9 more shots, and soon after, the officer is heard. Pretti died at the scene.
What a world. What a world we live in. What a world we live in. Now I want to get to the reactions of this, but before I get into the reactions and kind of like more the political reactions to it, the human in me feels for that, what I saw. Because what I saw was a man lose his life. Now, the reasons he lost his life were his convictions, right? And I can't talk to another person and talk them out of their convictions because they can't talk me out of mine. So it's just that simple. Golden rule, right? I got to do unto others as I want them to do to me. Do not come up to me talking about my itty bitties. I should do this. I should do that. I shouldn't be this. Because I would non-violently, peacefully protest for my itty bitties. And we all know right now that word is being misconstrued because basically if I'm non-violent and peacefully protesting for my itty bitties, it's going to get gangster. Okay? Nothing's going to stop me. Simple as that. My family is part of my conviction list. For him, I'm assuming it's the treatment of the illegal immigrants or the U.S. citizens that are being confused for the legal immigrants. But this is the thing I just want to get out here in general. Like, there is a way to comply and still, and I know people get their hair raises when they hear comply because ain't nobody going to talk to me like that. I know my rights. I'm saying there's a way for you to get what you want and also what they need. That's all I'm saying. Like, I've been in this position so many times, whether it's getting pulled over, whether it's actually being stopped, walking, whatever it may be, that response right there detonates or diffuses. And I mean, I don't have anything that's absolute. I don't have an absolute remedy because every situation is going to have its own uniqueness. But I do know inconsistency that when I am faced with law enforcement, I know what they're standing on. I don't know this individual. And I think in this situation, the individuals are going to come into question because that doesn't look legit to me. That doesn't look like proper protocol, right? You're not even arresting the lady, or you are arresting the lady, or do you even know if she's a legal immigrant or not, but you just push her. Now, I understand you pushed her because you're like, how many times I'm going to tell you to move or whatever it may be. I understand that, but that doesn't mean it's right. Okay, so that's the situation I'm seeing right now. Just combining all the elements of life, and as you guys know, I care about people. I don't give a damn if they care about me. It's not a two-way street. I think that's very narcissistic and selfish of you to only care about things that care about you. And a lot of people are like that. Oh, you hate him. Why I hate him? Because he hate me? That's his fault. That's his problem. Like, I don't get caught up in that. I feel like I feel about you, about it. Okay? Whether it's a real person or an inanimate object. Things don't care about you. No things care about you. You care about it. So how come when it comes to a human being, you need them to care back about you? So in a situation of contest, when it's law enforcement and guess what I do? I respect. Just like if coach say, coach, you know how many times my coach has said, run. And I'm like, for what? I bet you I'm running while I'm thinking, for what? For what? Like, what are you going to say in that moment that coaches say, I said run, and you're like, but why? That sounds like my little daughter. She's 5. Run, and then come back. He going to explain. If not, you ask him. After you did what he said, now, can you fill in the blank, sir? Simple as that. Well, let's let Jon Stewart fill in the blanks. Let's hear it.
They're lying. We saw it. And that's how brazen they lie when they know we've seen the truth.
This is why I don't like sides. That's why I love the world, because it's round, no sides. So as soft and gentle as that word may be, just another group. You know, the tribalism just yells out. And the dissension just screams at you because it's they. It's them. It's this. Like, you're not a part of it. Like, okay, let me just distance myself from it. You're distancing yourself from it in belief, but not in reality. You could think what you want. You could think you ain't living in reality. Keep going. They, them, and vice versa, the other side too. I hear it all the time. That's one reason, oh my God, I can't talk politics with people, not because I'm sensitive, because they are. They feel like they are. Like the other person I'm talking to, I'm like, dog, I'm talking to you. Well, oh God, I'm a they? Okay, thank you. Didn't know that.
That's how they lie when they know we know. Imagine how they lie when there's no evidence to contradict them.
Isn't that every human being? You ever cheat on somebody? Ever get cheated on? Like, I love how we try to make this like a part of the machinery when it's a part of the human existence. It's a part of the human DNA. Like, did you do this, John? What? What can he prove? First thing you think is, what can he prove? Second thing you think is, what does he know so he can prove it? It's okay.
And maybe that more than anything explains why Alex Pretti really was a threat. Because he was brandishing a weapon. A handheld, aluminum, 1080p, 60 FPS weapon of mass illumination. Because there is nothing more dangerous to a regime predicated on lies than witnesses who capture the truth.
And I like Jon Stewart. The second time around, not as much this go around, but the first one, I used to love the show. Now it's just like, because everything's gotten so radicalized, like I can't go nowhere. Like I'm just listening, I'm like, what is going on? Like I've never seen such infighting in the locker room, right? Offense, this feels like offense and defense every day coming in the locker room talking shit. Just talking shit. Like, dog, and I've been there before when the offense is like, hey, y'all need to pick it up, or defense like, hey, y'all can score a little more. But it's us. It's not they. It's us. Like, we lost our team element. Like, America. You know, when you leave America, you are American. But when you're in America, then you could be a New Yorker. You know what I mean? You could be a Californian, right? And then when you're in California, you could be a Los Angelino. And I get it. You could be a Crip. You could be a Blood. I get it. But God dang, there's no unity, there's no unification. And you know what's crazy? In every dynamic, every family situation, it takes something that is like heartbreaking. It takes a really horrible event for people to come back together. You ever see two people ain't talked in 10 years, 20 years, then all of a sudden Big Mama die, and then they come back. Then they stand on the other side of the room. Then by the end of it, they like, man, we shouldn't have let time go by like this. We should have. Next, hey, we're going to stay in touch now. We ain't going to let that come between us. How many times you done seen that movie? God dang. You done seen the movie so much you want to act it out, huh? All right, well, let's go on the other side. Let's flip it, as they say. Since the world is round, let's go find a side.
I know I'm supposed to feel sorry for Alex Pretti, but I don't. I don't. Do you know why I wasn't shot by Border Patrol this weekend? Because I kept my ass inside and out of their operations.
Okay, She said two things there. One of them I kind of feel, which is, peacefully protesting. I'm not a protester, so this is probably not applicable to you because some of you guys are. I am not going outside. So you don't want to know how I didn't get shot? You want to know how I don't get killed? You want to know how I get to come home? Because I'm going to choose a different path to get to where I want to go. If I'm hiking, I have options. There's a smooth paved road at Runyon Canyon. There's also these dirt roads that you see nothing but branches and bushes and little holes, gopher holes and snakes. And you're like, I could get up there too. Okay, I see you. Not saying that the snake can't come to the paved road, but I certainly know what's over there. So it's a weird delusion that people are actually going out to protest. And then they're saying in the protest, whether it's you or it's them, they, it becomes blurred lines of peaceful protest. There are people out there getting paid. I'm just going to tell you the facts. There are people out there getting paid to start some ruckus. If this is a peaceful protest, this ain't good enough. Now, we all know that. We can follow the money trails and all that. We're not going to go that deep in the weeds, but let's just walk around with a general knowledge. Not everybody's there just to sit there with the stick and cardboard and say, we want more. We want more. Some people are saying we're going to do more. So you got to be careful there. But at the same time, you don't feel sorry. We have gotten there cold-hearted. Like straight up. You don't care if that person goes home. Straight up. You don't care if that man sees his family ever again. Straight up. Just because he believes something different. Well, you know what we going to do. We going to make ourselves feel better by making it a riddle. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Right? Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. It sounds good until you have to see that prize being handed over. A life gone. Come on, man. Connect a little better than that, y'all.
It's very simple. If I felt strongly enough about something the government was doing that I would go out and protest, I would do it peacefully on the sidewalk without interfering via a whistle, via shouting, via my body, via any other way. I would make my objections known by standing there without interfering, because interfering is where you go south.
Now, she nailed that part, that little segment. Come on, people. Now, I don't know if you're the paid agitator and you're like, dog, I'm just doing my job. Or you're the actual person who walked outside with the peaceful protesters. But at the same time, you got to understand what you're doing, what you're getting into, right? I can't go out. Growing up, I couldn't go outside with the group of guys I saw in front of the house. Even if I knew them. You know why? Because I know why they in front of the house. Stop acting so naive, and then when you get killed or somebody gets killed, you're like, whoa, that's wrong by them. Yes, it is. But you're not alive to fight that. You're not alive to even suggest that. They're wrong. No, you're dead. No, you're incarcerated, whatever it may be. So we got to stop this like blurring, this blended psyche of like, I'm doing right, but all around me. I'm hanging out with gangsters and I'm like, why they shoot me? I'm telling you, I've gotten too many arguments where when you're preemptive, people want to talk you out of that. Oh man, why are you scared to go to that damn game? Ain't nobody gonna get shot. You know how many times I heard that? Now, sometimes they were right and sometimes they were wrong, but all the time I was avoiding it. My parents told me no the first time, and I remember they told me no, and I was pissed, probably cried. I was just like, damn, I can't do nothing. I'm over here working. I'm getting these grades. I'm going to school. Then I come home. I don't even get to watch my TV shows. Can't watch Transformers. Can't watch Different Strokes. And then I got to go to practice and put on these pads and practice 3 hours long. And I'm running around all day. And then I come home, and then I just want to go somewhere. And my mama, no. I told you this story before. Woke up the next day, went to school. Man, you heard rapping last night? Maybe that's why she said no, it was a school night. Nah, my mama lost 3 of her brothers to the streets. She wasn't stupid.
And laying hands on a police officer trying to, or Border Patrol officer or ICE officer trying to conduct a law enforcement operation is a felony. And now you are going to get arrested. And if you do anything that resembles resisting, you're in serious trouble.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the resisting part is just, I think we will be in the 90 percentile. And I understand why some people do resist. I understand what they're going through. The violation that they either perceive or they're actually receiving. There have been violations by police officers and law enforcement, right? So sometimes you walk in loaded with that perception, like they're not going to violate me. You know, you're the same person that walk in the store. What's she looking at? I'm going to tell you, big dog, being real, she look at everybody coming in the store. You got to change. Maybe you got to change your paint color. Maybe you got to lighten your hue to understand this. But she looking at everybody. No, but she looking at them different than me. Really? Okay. That's going to get you agitated. That's going to get you to the edge. So all it takes is one thing. So instead of going to at bat, you ain't got 3 strikes. You got 1. And you swinging. And now you out. This is resisting. I've heard too many conversations. I've seen too many times. I've even been in a situation before. I remember one time growing up, my uncle got pulled over. He was talking plum shit. I was like, Unc. I remember, and I kind of told on him. I was like, they were like, and he was just being aggressive to the officer because he was guilty. Then they finally asked him, they said, well, you been drinking? He said, no. And I think I was like 7 or something. My grandma told me the story better than I even remember it. She said, yo big ass mouth said, no, you did have a beer, uncle. You know, kids ain't try to hear that shit. Oh my God. I didn't even know the dynamic. We supposed to hate the police. I didn't know none of that. I just like, damn, uncle, you mean to this dude. He just asked you, you know, license, registration. What you want to see that for? Maybe because on this song, when we were playing the Double Dutch Bus song, your ass was swerving every lane because you was pumped on the song. The Double Dutch Bus. I don't know why. Oh, it's unreal out here. It's unreal out here. Okay, so let's read. Let's get smarter. Let's read this quote from Milton Friedman. If you guys don't know him, oh man, big brain. Economist, big brain. He says a society that puts equality before freedom will get neither. A society that puts freedom before equality will get a high degree of both. You could be hustling backwards, working ass backwards. A society that puts equality before freedom will get neither. Remember when we were, well, it feels like 5 years ago, but it's probably still today, but it felt really equality. And then it turned into equity, because people were figuring out like equality. Dog, what are you talking about? There's no equality. And it's okay if there's no equality. Yes, it is okay. You want to know why? Because work hard for something. I mean, I'm talking to you. Put all of you into something. And then get to the finish line and say, where's my prize? Where are my rewards? And then they give everybody the same thing. You want equality? Oh, no, I ain't talking about that kind. Oh, I thought you liked the word. And now you want to try to change the word? No, equity then. I want everyone to have a chance. Everyone does have a chance. No. This person here, this person there. Do you know the power that's in you that is so much greater than what's outside of you? Do you know that everything you want out there is already in here? You don't know that, huh? Oh, you're one of those people that say, man, I was born here. Man, my mama and daddy did this. I told you my best friend, mama and daddy abandoned him. He grew up in a bedroom with 6 of his cousins. No mama and daddy. Big mama took care of him. And Big Papa. That boy got straight A's his whole life, got 2 degrees, undergrad, master's degree from Cornell University. I'm not trying to use him as just one example. There are many, but I'm talking about one that really hits home. That's my ace. He grew up in hell. I used to go over his house and just be like, I can't stay here. I didn't want to eat their food. They were like from somewhere in the Caribbean somewhere, and they were eating ox. I was like, dog, I am 11. I'm not eating no ox. You ain't got no bacon? God dang. 2, he just never had quiet, never had peace. It was chaos every day you went over there with his fine ass cousins. I used to go over there just to see them. I got countless examples, y'all. We got to stop. We got to start team building again, okay? We got to start. And it starts with the family. It starts in the home. It really does. Let's beat it up in the comments, and then we're going to have a little church right here before we get into some deeper stuff. Then we get into these sports. I know y'all like, man, God dang this. Ooh, oh, y'all likes politics and all this. Let me get some super chats going. Yeah, let's get this division out the way, and then let's have some fun. We play some homecoming games. All right, blah, blah, blah. Andrew Nance. What's up, big dog? Thanks for the money. Again, Andrew Nance. I see you. Let's go, Drake May and Coach JB GOAT. Oh, I love JB, Jason Brown. Coach JB. He's hilarious. Crazy, too. Okay, let's get into this. Oh, man. We got sports coming, so don't y'all go nowhere. Let's keep building.
You go to the many churches, they're going to deal with racist issues, and they're going to tell you that we need to be activists. We need to get out and march. We need to fight back and push back, and we need to fight for DEI and fight for this and fight for that. Now, you say what you want to say about it, but, hey, man, our problems are really more foundational than that. You ain't no need getting out there fighting all that stuff whenever your main problem is that you can't even get along with the people in your house. Let me just take a minute and just say this. Something happened in the late 60s whenever Monahan report came out and said the black family was in trouble. 25% of our babies were being born out of wedlock. When the report came out, it says we need national action to save the black family. When Monahan gave the report to Johnson, Johnson made a statement. The civil rights organizations pushed back and called Monahan racist and said the black family is peripheral. They said the real problem, they said what you're doing is you're blaming the victim. The real problem is racism. So from that point, an activism started, but it was a different kind of activism. We had an activism that started right after we were freed as slaves. Men drove and walked miles and miles to find their wives and their children that they had been separated from. That was activism. And then, praise God, they went to work. That was activism. They raised their own food. They raised their own pigs, cows, and fed their families. They started their own schools and educated their children. And then before long, they were building their own businesses, their own hospitals, their own schools. That was the activism that said, don't give me nothing, just get out of my way, and I'll do it. And our children were educated in segregated schools, and they were safe there because they had dedicated teachers who understood that what I put in these children is going to lift up our race, even in a racist society. That was activism, strengthening the family. But we left off the family and went to marching and fighting the government and fighting the different aspects of society. And then we forgot the family, and guess what happened? We went from 25% of our babies being fatherless to 72%, while we are electing black officials that sell us out and tell us to kill our babies and tell us we can cut off our little boys' thing. I don't need that activism.
The craziest thing is when you got perspective, dog, they can't fool you. They can't. But the thing is, people are not educated. Want to know why? Because we all went to school. Let's just be real about our friends. And let's be real about ourselves. How much of us really put in the work? Or how many of us just were memorizing numbers and facts so we can get to Friday and pass the test? Okay? There are real brains out there. There are really people who've been touched. Just like you say, Jordan's been touched by God and, you know, he's the GOAT, or LeBron, or you can start saying, oh, man, Tom Brady, Barry Sanders. That's the sports world. People been touched. People been touched up here, too. You ever talk to some of these real CEOs out here, these Fortune 100s? You ever talk to some of them? Some of them. No, nothing is at all. You ever talk to some of them? They can run laps around you. You ever talk to someone with a PhD? You ever talk to somebody who really studied social issues? Not just saying, I woke up one day, you know what, man? Man, I don't like what they doing over there. They got us propped up. Uneducated. I love this. Keep going, bro.
Need an activism that will just simply say, God has gifted every one of us. And he said, when you get saved in the Holy Ghost, I will give you power. And nothing shall by any means hurt you. And the Bible said God will open a door that no man can close. I I need that kind of activism. The kind that goes back to say, listen, up from slavery. And we don't get caught up in this political rhetoric. These folk that fly, they talk about when a white cop shoot a black guy, the black guy never wrong. But the black preacher that flies over there, he gets rich behind it. But then our black boys can kill our black boys every day, and his lips are tied, don't have nothing to say about it, and they're killing more of them, and nobody's doing anything. Nobody's willing to stand up and fight and govern, y'all, and structure to save our children from our children.
Preach! Even if you ain't a preacher, but you are. Got lips tied about everybody dying every single day. You know how Chicago looks. And it's all across the country, but Chicago's the poster child right now. Used to be Compton. I know it. I mean, every day. Pop, pop, pop. Just waiting for the selective outrage to, when they do it to us, it's different. Oh, it's a proximity crime. Next time somebody defends somebody losing their life based on any other reason than just evil, anytime you just start looking like, all right, where the money coming from? And the money doesn't always come direct deposit. Like some people are just caught up in the system. They're fighting the system. And the system is going to win. Let me tell you why the system is going to win. Because it's a system. Man versus machine, good luck, man. I'll holler at you. Go race a Tesla if you want. Usain Bolt versus Tesla. Man, stop talking to me. Man versus machine. Here's the thing. These lips are tied in so many ways. Whether it's I'm down, I ain't gonna talk about my own. Yes, you should. You get on a team, the first thing we do after we play is watch film. And let's just say we're not being pleasant if it didn't go well. And if it's not going well, it's okay. License to ill on each other. Let's talk. Red dot, what are we doing here? But it's okay to go out there and protest for illegal immigrants, but it's not okay to protest and make sure you get real action, not activism, action to stop the killing every single day in our streets, everywhere. In our streets. I ain't say our hoods, streets, elementary schools, streets, malls. I said streets, theaters, streets, movies.
As if their lives don't matter. And I don't have a dime to give a preacher that won't say nothing about it. I don't have a dime to give a preacher that's got all these alphas and omegas in the church and is segregating the church into different groups with secret handshakes and won't tell them the truth. I don't have a dime for a preacher that can put his hand behind his ear and throw his leg up in the air and make you shout and never tell you that God has something better for you, but you got to stand up and live a godly life, a holy life, and there's nothing that can hold you down. When I see these young men that just got married and 3 months later bought him a home, and 4 months before he got home, he was scared to get married because his money was so funny. And I said, man, if you submit to God, God is going to show you what he can do. He come back, Pastor, I ain't been broke since I got married and bought a brand new house. But that's just one out of many stories, because we are not going to get caught up in activism. We're going to get caught up in what we are able to do through the power of the Holy Ghost. But before you can do it, you got to come to the Christmas story, because the Christmas story is what's going to take care of the generational curses. The Christmas story is what's going to take care of the hurt that you've been through.
Damn, TikTok got the preachers is on TikTok. Ooh, let me hear the rest. Jesus. Oh, man. Every time I say social media sucks, something like that pops up. Oh, God dang. Oh, let me just say the reason I'm not into activism is because I'm not into acting. And activism. Activism. Active. Okay. If you are, okay. Make sure you're getting something out of that, because I don't see it right now. And he definitely nailed that. All right. We've given our time to our politics. It's time to kind of merge. But you know what we got to merge? First, we got to finish our paragraph. We always got to read our paragraph. And let's talk through it. From my man. Remember this, we become more racial. I never did a privilege walk as a kid. Every single day we're going to do this. Growing up lower middle class in the Bronx, I had friends across the spectrum, black, white, Asian, Hispanic. I don't remember race until I was maybe junior high. Maybe it was the first little dose of like, oh, okay. Now, I did grow up in a largely black neighborhood, but at the same time, I knew white people, right? And then I certainly knew, Mexican people. I can't even say Hispanic. I can't, because there was no Dominicans, no Puerto Ricans, they were Mexican, right? But the point is, it's racialized now. I didn't care what color they were. I still don't, but I definitely didn't then. Now you're trying to tell me I should care. And I'm like, man, move. I did discriminate based on taste in video games, which version of Pokemon they played, and how stacked your Yu-Gi-Oh deck was. Facts. If you didn't like Transformers, we wasn't kicking it. I don't care how black you were. Like, no. Where the Transformers at? If you had Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Jazz, we talking. If you didn't, if you were like, I like the GoBots, I was like, all right, we can go. Bot. As far as I could tell, that was the norm. We had fundamentally the same hardware, our biology, but connected over our shared software, our mindset. Please listen to that. Walk around here looking for character, not complexion. Please. You'll learn so much more. As the son of immigrants from Ghana, my parents never spoke about race. They taught me to think of myself as an individual, someone with agency, someone who could achieve. Yes, I actually grew up with somebody who was from Ghana. His name was Poppy. I don't know what his real name was. We tried to say it, and he was like, Poppy, call me Poppy. And he was from Ghana. Nice dude. But boy, you could tell already because he was black, but then you were talking to him, you're like, well, you sound different. And then it turns out, yeah, I'm from Ghana. And then it's like, oh, another like division of black. But I did notice this, even though we grew up in the same apartment building, he was much older. We had different cultures. Now, I was blessed to have my mama and daddy there, and they were making sure we did our thing and stayed in school and did well and all that. But just the black culture and then him, oh, it was different. You go to Poppy's house, you better show some respect in a whole different way, or you ain't coming in. It was different, all right? All right, let's get up out of there. We're gonna finish right there. Next one is They Raised Me as an American. That's for tomorrow. Blah, blah, blah. Let's beat up in these comments before we get to the next episode. I just want to remind you guys, we all in this together. There's 2 times when you realize that we all are in the same gang. Remember that song? Don't you know we got to do this thing together, make a change. Remember that song, Michelle A and all them? All right. When you're in the hospital room and you praying, I hope they make it. Everyone in there got the same prayer. Everyone in there on the same line, God. Or wherever you think in, or wherever you believe in, or if you don't even believe, you thinking it. We all in the same, I hope this works out. It's that hospital lobby. We all, you think you about to, I don't care how tall you are. I don't care how short you are, how rich you are, how poor you are. Okay? You want that person to make it. And another one is when you're on that airplane and you ain't even talking to that dude. You ain't talking to that girl. Yeah. Everybody act like their headphones is so loud. What? Nobody's speaking. And then all of a sudden you ride and you flying 30,000 feet and that thing go like, boom. Everybody go like this. We connected. We're all in the same gang now. Mm-hmm. Oh, how your money doing now? Uh-huh. How your complexion looking now? Uh-huh. This thing go. Shit, we in this together. So sometimes there's videos that show you that. Let's go. Oh boy, who ain't been there before? Like, come on, son. Come on, baby. You got to do better than that. All right, let's blend politics into sports. How do we do that? Well, Stephen A's doing a great job of it, and some people are not happy with it. Let's go.
Really struggling with Stephen A. Smith. Okay. He gave a commentary yesterday about Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, who's out in Davos right now, criticizing Donald Trump apparently. And Stephen A. goes on this rant of like, I don't care who you are, you don't criticize our president, it's America first. And he's really becoming this right-wing person to me. And
not fair to Stephen A. He said all of that, but he also said, when you're not in America, when you're over there, you don't go leave the house. Basically, all of our fighting like a family, we keep it in here, right? You and your wife having this little spat, please don't go tell Deborah. Because you know I'm going to see Deborah in 2 weeks at game night. I don't want her eye rolling me. Like, keep family business. So right here already, we out of context. Come on, Mark, I hope you clean it up. Do not just act like he was like, don't be talking about President Trump. Gavin Newsom talk about President Trump every single day in California and Sacramento. But when you over there in Davos, can you chill a little bit? That's all Stephen A was saying.
Saying a lot of shit to make a lot of people happy and to make a whole lot of people unhappy. Point being, that's my man. You know what I mean? He's looked out for me before. It's an industry relationship, and I always have gone at him. But it's beyond the industry relationship. You know what I mean? I've gone out of my way to not criticize him, to not do that thing that we talking about.
Mm-hmm. No, did you? I went out of my way to not criticize him so he can stay my buddy. I tell you about the media, man. These dudes ain't nothing but like little dudes that want to make sure you cool with me when I see you the one time at the party. You see this? You see these? I bet you he ain't seen him 6 times in this year. And I love Marc Lamont Hill because he's smart. And Stephen A. Smith, respect. But dog, what are you protecting? See, this is where I'm built different. And I don't know if this is good, bad, or ugly. I don't care. I don't care how it's received. I care how I am doing it. As long as I'm doing it the right way, I am not talking about you. You criticizing Stephen A. Smith, nobody wants you to do that. We want you to criticize the things he says, and that's it. But you going out of your way to make sure I look out for my industry friends sounds a little rich. Sounds like likability. So guess what? Every time you watch somebody and then they killing Josh Allen or they protecting Josh Allen, you got to start asking yourself, how much do you like Josh Allen in real life? Do you care? Do I got an eye booger? Do I care if I see that dude at a party and I want Josh to be nice to me? I'm telling you, women always say the male ego is fragile. And then when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, y'all are. No, but y'all, like I ain't a man. But the point is, dog, this happens so often. It's disgusting. Dog, nobody said go in on Stephen A. If he say something you like, give him props, praise. If you say something you don't, criticize it and keep it separate. The identity is not the idea. He's just throwing out takes and ideas. It's okay to say, not that one, not that one. But this whole like, oh, I'm gonna lose my buddy. Remember that toy? My buddy. Oh.
But it's hard. It's getting, when is there a point where somebody does enough shit that you go across that line where you say, you know what, I know I got this rule about friends and relationships, but you done went too far.
Well, if a person's going that far, do you still even look at them as like if it's something you totally are against because you're strong in your beliefs and stuff? If he's doing something way on the other side, can you even look at the friendship still the same way?
That's a great point. My general rule, because
that was not a great point. That was horrible. And I love this show. This is like my favorite podcast. That's horrible. Hey, man, he keeps saying stuff like that, man. First of all, you going to judge your friendship off of what he's doing at work? You don't know if he believe that you don't know if he believe the Cowboys are good or not. He's just doing it for work. Oh, well, you don't know if he really, this politics, is he just trying to make noise? If he your friend, why don't you call him? Hey, dog, I keep hearing you say stuff, and I don't really like it. Now, I would never do that. First of all, I don't like the phone. But second of all, I'm not calling you about what you're saying at work because I'm smart enough to know that you are different. I connect to you on different things. And I don't connect to you in an absolute way. Even my best friend, I'm not 100% with him. No, I don't agree with 100% of the things he says. Are you kidding me? And vice versa. Ain't no real friendship in the world. We agree about everything. You don't agree about everything with your identical twin. Your identical twin and you don't even look exactly alike. Now you want another person that you just met like 8 years ago who you see twice a year and talk to 4 times a year to agree? Damn, what's the core of y'all friendship? I hope it ain't Gavin Newsom and Donald Trump.
It doesn't happen that often that people go that far away if we're friends. Is I just don't say anything. I just pretend they don't exist. But it gets on platforms like this is harder because like shit comes up in the news. Yeah.
How well did you think you knew him before that? Because I hear what you said. Because I think right now people have convinced him that he's really a politician and he's really about to be a politician. I think he's just doubling down on where he'll be most successful in politics.
That's crazy.
But also on top of that, I don't think nobody really, like, you may say he's your friend, but how well did you know Stephen A. Smith?
What do you mean convince him he's a politician? Anybody can be a politician. Anybody. Like Michelle Tafoya just said, I'm running for Senate. Arnold Schwarzenegger, like, I'm going to be the governor. What do you think this threshold is? Do you know what even politics is as defined? Like, we talk about current issues. We're talking about policies. We're talking about belief systems that plug into the system, to the government. We're talking about all of these things that are active in our world, our current world, our U.S. borders. What do you mean? I didn't say he's the smartest, the best, or anything. He getting elected. But to be a politician literally means, are you alive? Are you of age? You could be probably even underage as a politician. There's no threshold. There's two real low thresholds in this world that we give way more credit to. Like we think you really did something. One of them is you're a politician. Oh, like we all have this reverence. Like, oh, he's a politician. Like he's put in some work. He's smart. He cares about people, even though they may not. Here's the other one. Being a parent. All you got to do to be a parent is be what? Over 14, 13? Long as that little hole and pole work, you're a parent. That's a low threshold. That ain't no responsibility. I'm 13, I got a baby. Now you better be responsible, but to have one, to just be a parent, the barriers of entry, low. Too low.
Friend would be strong, but it's more than just an industry acquaintance. He's looked out for me.
He's helped.
He's looked out for me in real ways that for me I could never.
Is it possible that he could have looked out for you in a real genuine way, but then also still share those opinions and you were just never exposed to that?
Yeah, but again, my rule is it's just like the friendship rule with interviewing your exes and shit. It's like if you're in this space with me, I'm not gonna really go after you in public. Mm-hmm. But there has to be a point where I have to if the shit gets too crazy.
No. You contradicting yourself. We'll get back to this another time. Part 2 tomorrow. You're contradicting yourself. I'm not gonna go after you. That's your problem. You're not going after me because you want to save face or protect our friendship. This is what happened to Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley. You mean I can't do my job? You mean you sitting up there buttercupping everything I come out my mouth? Everything I say matters to you? Man, we got a whole generation of dudes and people raised by their aunties. You trying to tell me I can't do what I want to do in fullness and it still doesn't preserve our friendship. So because I went to the White House twice, you're trying to tell me you're not my friend. And this is really true. I've actually had friends question our friendship, not to me directly. They dance around. They directly go to somebody else that knows you. A runner. They go to your boy that we both boys. They go to my boy Rory. And that's my dog from school. College. Then they're like, what's up with Sale, dog? What's up with Marcellus? What you mean, what's up with Marcellus? Man, he at the White House. What he doing? He's like, he went to the White House. Oh, man, I don't know about that. Well, then, you ain't get invited, so you ain't got to know. What the fuck? What's your point? And Rory knows we both, this is the same way, because if somebody come to me about Rory, I'm going to say this. He over there, dog. Go talk to him. I have no interest in sharing your discussion with me about him. Talk to him. And then they come around me, 99% don't say a word. I'm already knowing because my boy told me. Then the 1% that try to learn, they be like, what you been doing, man? Oh, nothing, chilling, just hanging, chasing these itty bitties. You know me. Coaching, you know what I'm saying? Talking that talk. Oh, yeah, I went to D.C. I went to the White House. Oh, yeah, I saw that. I was going to say something about that. Yeah, how was that? Why you do that? Excuse me? What do you mean? I got invited. What do you mean? Why are you going to the club tonight? Because you want to or you got invited. Well, I think mine's a little more honorable. Well, yeah. And if you ain't my friend because of that, guess what? Adios, amigo. Adios. Like, I am not losing a friend. First of all, you're not my friend. If we're there, we're not friends. I already know. It's okay. We've been lying to each other. It's okay. I've been lied to before. But you ain't my homie if you're going to lose me over that. Oh, these some fragile dudes. People got to understand, no matter what your job is, you're still a person. You don't believe me? Check this out. Get Matthew Stafford. After losing the game. That's what you got to do. Check on you. I don't want that sound. This is Matthew Stafford. After losing the NFC Championship game, 2:30 in the morning, he had to go with the fellas to get a beer. He was like, man, I ain't going straight home. In LA, 2:30 means you close down the club. Then he came home, gave them baby some love. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, he got a big family. They all want bunk beds. They're like, no, Daddy, this house too big. We got to sleep together. We scared. All this room. And his wife posted this because she's a podcaster, right? Influencer, big time. She got her own platform, basically. Look at this. Oh, this is so dope. See, I'm always nervous to do what he's doing right here. Y'all know, dads know. I get nervous kissing them at night because if they wake up, it's going to be a morning. Them suckers get up like, oh, Daddy, hey, how you doing? What's up? Can I play my Xbox? I'm like, oh, hell no, go back to bed. I was just doing this for the gram. Come on. Nah, respect to Matthew Stafford. You got to put some respect on him because he's in this elite group, players with multiple 50-plus pass touchdown seasons, yes. That would be Tom Brady did it twice, Peyton Manning did it twice, Matthew Stafford did it twice. I want to have fun with y'all right quick. So most headlines sucker us like that. And it's true. I shouldn't even say sucker. That's the wrong word. They make us think, oh, okay, just them three. And then you got to read a little more into it. But Rodgers has 3 seasons, 47 with 2, with 49, and 1 with 53. So he didn't get over the 50 as many times as they did twice. That sucker said 47, 49, 53. See what I'm saying? Right there, if you really add it up, the top 4 seasons, Aaron Rodgers is there and not beating them. It's kind of wild, right? Gangster. I love stuff like that. Oh, you see, we get into this sport. So tell me which format you like more. I actually like the politics first, to tell you the truth, because I'd rather us come together by the end of the show instead of being pissed off at each other at the end, and then I do one rap little poll and act like we cool, okay? This is something I want you guys to see because a lot of people don't know what it takes to be an athlete. I'm not lying. Everybody that is something, whatever you are, it takes something to be that. I don't care if you're the phone operator. Hello. Yes, this is Costco. How are you? Yes, okay, that refrigerator. How many weeks ago? 2 weeks? Oh, you still have the receipt, ma'am, or do I have to look it up online? Okay, good, great. It takes patience. A lot of them are at home now with their family. They doing this. Right? It takes something. Well, it takes something to be an athlete too, damn it. So this is Amber Mathurin, if I said her name right, sorry. My daughter played 2 minutes versus USC. She ran at 6 a.m. that morning. She shot over 500 threes the day before. She did PT after an ice bath. After the game, she got in the sauna and ran 2 miles to offset lack of game run. Staying ready is a mindset. It's not for the weak-minded. It's for the dedicated who see a bigger future ahead and the few that believe they can do the job when called upon. This girl will see the fruits of her labor, no doubt. It's tough when you're a backup because you got to stay ready even though you know you ain't going to be used. And when you are used, if you ain't ready, oh, it's over. Don't forget, we already thought a little less of you. That's why you were a backup. And now you ain't even ready? Peace. So you got to stay ready. You got to put in more work than the guys that are starting because they try to protect them and preserve them. The gals, they got to protect and preserve them. Why? Because they playing. I was just with the Clippers I told you I went to the picnic this weekend. Talking to them, they had practice that morning, and then they went to the picnic, the barbecue. I was like, what y'all do at practice? Man, we don't be doing nothing at practice. We be talking. We got a game tomorrow. We can't. Today's NBA, they ain't practicing hard. Can't. Football, you can't hit in consecutive practices anymore. So if we hit on Monday, we ain't hitting Tuesday. If we got double days, we hit in the morning, we ain't hitting in the afternoon. You got to preserve the starters. So they got it actually easier because they got to go out there and perform. You don't perform, so guess what? You're going to have it harder in preparation. Simple as that. Now, I just want to point out one thing, that last line. This girl will see the fruits of her labor, no doubt. Yes, she is. Just maybe not in basketball. Remember, the road to success and failure look eerily similar. Don't act like you outworked somebody all the time. I saw some comedian talking about this, how luck plays into it. You ain't always outworked somebody, and that's why you got it. He didn't work hard enough, he didn't get it. No. He did more than you. It just worked out for you, whether it's luck or whether it's you got a break or whether it's like even my situation. I told you Rory was a better football player than me, but guess what? I'm 6'4", 280, running a 4.6. That guy's going. Oh, you only 6'1", 240, and you just gained that weight last week? We find you a dime a dozen. Tell your son is 6'2", and he can ball. Okay. My son's 6'6", and he can ball. Sorry, your son probably better than mine, but 6'6", We looking at 6'6" first. That's just the game. So keep working, mama. Just don't think it has to work out in basketball because it may not. I hate when people got to land on that. They got to land in that reality like, right? And sometimes you just got to be more patient than you even think. Even when you get to the next level, you get to the top level, things can be different, right? Peep this.
Can't talk about the game without talking about our quarterback. I mean, he just shut a lot of people up tonight, so I'm really happy for him. Can't talk about the game without talking about our quarterback. I mean, he just...
Look at them eyes right there. I want y'all to see that. That's a coach. He ain't even here. Pull a string, say what I got to say. I'm thinking about the game plan. He out. He ain't there. He is not there. And you know who he's talking about. He's talking about this man, Sam Darnold. Took him 6 seasons to find himself in the NFL, y'all. Come on, y'all. Falling from top 3 draft pick to backup quarterback. In the middle of all that, you know what he heard? He was the B word. Bust. Bust. I know Sam a little bit, right? One of those like, you in the fraternity, so when I see you, it's love, right? Saw him from his rookie premiere, I remember that, all the way to I saw him last year and go see him in a month or 2. Seahawks took a $100 million gamble on him. Now he's taking the Seattle Seahawks to the Super Bowl. So just kind of the theme of like, stick with it, y'all. Why? Because some people think you ain't shit. Some people think you dump. Some people think you trash. You trash juice. Like the Jets. These 2 were hosed by the Jets. And in particular, Joe Douglas, they say. And now they're Super Bowl bound. Congrats to Sam Darnold and Leonard Williams, USC. Go get that ring in Santa Clara in California. Look at that. Remember meeting Leonard Williams when he was going for the draft. I don't even know if he was a senior. I was a big old dude. He man-child. God dang. I remember saying, damn, this is why I didn't go to USC. They wasn't going to recruit me if they recruiting this. That's a grown-ass man. And do y'all know that Sam Darnold is actually, even though he's been in the league 2 years longer than Joe Burrow, he's 2 years a senior. He's 1 year younger. So as much as y'all keep talking about Joe Burrow and his future and he still got time and all that, give Sam Darnold even more time. That's the game plan. All right, let's talk about this because Sam Darnold, we're giving you your love and flowers right now, but it was a moment where the analytics and you and what the Rams were doing, it didn't add up. So Mark Schlereth, take a swing at this before Greg Olsen got to correct you.
To the morning, and that is the 4th down moment there with Jarrett Stidham. Your thoughts in the moment when you're there watching the game?
Yeah, we were all sitting and standing around in Peyton Manning's suite, and it was me, and it was Stokely, and it was Mike Shanahan, it was Peyton, and we all looked at it and go, just like this, you got a backup quarterback, you got a chance to go up 10-0, and and your defense is balling out of control. Like all of us were in agreement at that point. Just kick the field goal. And then, you come out with a little rollout pass, and it was a debacle to begin with. And plus, at that point, you hadn't run the ball for 2 inches. So it's not like you feel like, hey, man, they're really going to respect our run game, right? They're really going to respect what we're doing here as an offense. So we're just going to run the QB sneak, or we're just going to run some power down the middle or ISO and really smash mouth these guys. They were kicking our ass up front. So I was like, kick the field goal, take the points, man. 10-0 is a big score, especially with the weather report that, it was going to get nasty in the second half. That was the weather report that had been, floated for the whole week.
Yeah, I wondered about that. I'm watching the broadcast, but I didn't hear Nance and Romo talk about impending doom with the weather because there was like a 40-minute period where it changed the whole look, literally, the look of the game.
Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. So the analytics. Mark Schlereth doesn't like analytics. Mark Schlereth's like, I hate analytics. Right? I hate all analytics people. I don't like nerds. That was some of the jesting stuff he said in that interview. I'm not going to make you guys go all the way through with that. But the funny thing is, the irony here is the analytics actually said to kick the ball. Greg Olsen had to correct him, but that's not as fun, I guess. Yes, they said, the analytics said, you're supposed to kick the ball at that time. So everyone always thinks analytics is always the ultra aggressive. Like, shoot the 3, don't shoot the layup. Go for the touchdown, throw the Hail Mary, throw the bomb instead of kicking the field goal. No. It doesn't always say that. So just if you're going to talk about analytics, you're going to have to know about the analytics. You're going to have to be smart about the analytics because the analytics certainly going to be smart to you. Okay. All right. Beat up in the comments. I see some of these comments in here. I like it. A lot of comments. I like this. I think this flow is better. Let's see what you say. 88 King says, Stephen A. been weak, Wiley. Been weak. The on-the-fence types be rising to the top. Example, Stephen A., Wiley, AK, Flacco, Hodge twins, etc. I don't know what the hell you said. On the fence, there's no fence. I know what you're saying with Stephen A. He's been on both sides. There's two ways to look at that. You're right, because Stephen A. Smith used to be way more like, but he was always leaking all the way back to Kaepernick. He was critical of Kaepernick. So you could say that's more of a conservative approach, right? He always showed you like, there are so many more black conservatives than say it because black people they don't want to deal with everybody that's black damn near is raised liberal or Democrat. Unless you come from some money, then you might have a chance. But mostly, like everybody I knew we didn't even think twice. And then when you got of age to vote, then they throw you Obama and you're like, oh yeah. And then there's conservatives. Who cares? It's not that. But Stephen A. Smith, the way I look at it is like, oh, I like someone who can, as you say, flip-flop. Because that means I am open-minded. He's critical here. He's not so critical there. He praises there. He's liberal on this issue. He's conservative on this issue. That's a human being. All y'all who say, no. Like Marc Lamont Hill is left on all things left. The problem is you ain't always right. You better go both ways. So I don't get into what you try to conceptualize about Stephen A. or even me or anybody. Like let the person have freedom and latitude. I can move around on my topics. So I don't really rock with that. I don't rock with that. You pick a side. People used to tell me that all the time in my analysis. Dog, won't you just pick a side? No, don't listen. It's like, okay, go over there to the side pickers. I know what they sound like. Trust me, you'll be back. You know what I mean? You be like, ain't no nuance over here. Everything is race. Everything is this. You're like, shut up. I know what they doing. They don't know what they doing. So do you know what you're doing come April? Because a lot of people picking their teams. Where's your team and who y'all picking? Mendoza is number one? Some people are going against Mendoza. I don't know. All right, Jets. Let's see who got the best position based on how, they going to get Mendoza, but how fast is that going to work? I don't know. Let's see. This is interesting. The Giants already loaded. They got Neighbors coming back. They got Dart. They got Scatterboo coming back. They got the dude from Penn State. I forget his name. They got a little sneaky little young squad. Ooh, look at Dallas with 12-20. Get some. Bad enough, take some. I like this. Look at the Jets with 2-16. Okay? This is how you build. This is how you build right here. All right. Enough said. Interesting. Beat up in the comments who y'all gonna draft with y'all position. I don't know. But I do know one thing. My boy Max Kellerman. Somebody saying you fell off. I know you didn't fall off, but let me listen. Let me be open-minded. Let me flip-flop.
What the hell happened to Max Kellerman?
Yeah, I had a feeling that.
What the hell happened to Max Kellerman? There was once a time early in my career where I was telling my parents, I want to be the Max Kellerman of MMA.
Oh, he's the best. He was the best.
He was a truth teller. Whether it was on, I followed this guy's entire career, read everything about him. Cable access, IMAX, the ESPN days, the HBO days, the Fox Sports days, everything. And I understand that he was, bought out by his deal. And I'm not going to talk about his personal deal because I hate when people talk and misspeak about mine. But what we know is he parted ways with ESPN. I think that's a very fair and accurate thing to say. And we know that he was brought back to be a part of this. And that's a big coup for them. To have a broadcast team call fights at the Apex where it's Joe Tessitore, Andre Ward, and Max Kellerman. That is an all-star team. That might be the best booth in boxing right now. That's an all-star team.
Facts.
There's a way to be appreciative about the opportunity. There's a way to hype it up without shilling and going over the top. When he starts the broadcast saying that he has literally been waiting for this moment his entire life, to have someone like Dana White come in and save boxing, it feels over the top. When he starts the main card.
Okay, hold on. Why is that over the top? Now, I've heard that Ariel doesn't like Dana White or he's hypercritical. I hope I'm wrong, but people say hypercritical, not even like fairly critical, like hypercritical. And the couple clips I've seen, I know that UFC has politics because Dana White is political in his own personal time, but he lets these fighters go everywhere. Just the last UFC, guy got in there and said Brittany Griner's a man and all this crazy stuff. Dana White just said, I don't like what he said, but he didn't censor him. He didn't take it off. He didn't cut his mic. I think Dana White there's not a better commissioner. There's not a better one. And I love me some Roger Goodell. And you don't like Roger Goodell, say what you want. When I was playing defensive end with 29 sacks, I got paid $40 million. Now, Joey Bosa with 29 sacks got paid $130 million. Thank you, Roger Goodell. So, UFC, I don't know they're paid because they keep that tucked. I don't know why. I would fight for that to come out. Everyone's going to benefit, but I digress. But why shouldn't Max be happy? Dana White did what he did with UFC. Paramount Plus just now, the first fight on there had 5 million viewers, up to like 7 million households. What? They killing it. You don't want him to get into boxing that's fractured and beat up? Boxing's a mess. Everybody got a promotion, blah, 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 promotions, blah, 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 promotions. And none of the belts matter. You got Bud Crawford, like, keep your belt. Matter of fact, keep your sport. I retired. You got it where Jake Paul got 2 of the biggest 5 fights of the century. You think that's good? So you don't want Max to go over the top, even if he did or did not, for Dana White? Huh? You really don't? Oh, you don't want your company to be invested in by Ben Horowitz? What?
Saying the same thing. He said the same thing twice. It feels over the top. When throughout the broadcast, he is continuously talking about TKO and Dana White and Nick Khan and all these people that he has close personal relationships with. Nick Khan was his agent. I get it. He's appreciative. That's his guy. I get it. The loyalty. I appreciate that. I get it. You can do that without going over the top.
Man, I hope before I die, y'all just be like, Wiley, thank you. So thank you. Not because I'm making you look at people different. I just want you to go around your day and just hear things different. Slow it down. You know how they always say in football, the game slows down. The green light goes off. That's what I want to do with this show. Just slow people down. Like, listen to what they're saying. What's their intention? Did they really say anything? Because a lot of times we all get mesmerized by the head nod. Yeah, he did mention Dana White too much. Why are you talking about Nick Khan? Because Nick Khan is a super agent / now running WWE that's killing it. WWE was in turbulence. Look at them now. In the transition from Vince McMahon. Come on, y'all. He ain't supposed to give flowers to Dana White, Nick Khan, Mark Shapiro, these guys. They are like doing it. And people think, oh, you're kissing their butt. So what if you is kissing their butt? They deserve it. Tom Brady deserves his butt kissed. If we ain't kissing Tom Brady, but who butt gets kissed?
Without sounding like a shill, without hurting your credibility. When you compare Callum Walsh to Roy Jones Jr., you are hurting your credibility. You just are. When you compare him to Roy Jones Jr. in the ring and he has to correct you and they're like, I'm a little more Joe Calzaghe, and then you kind of, double down on that, it makes you look like a shill.
Why? I understand what he's trying to say. He's like, no, that ain't Roy Jones. Even Roy Jones, like, I don't know about that. But guess what? Everybody has this, like, I have this example of who you are. I see what you're seeing, but I don't think it's that. How come it can't just be that? But see, once people have their own, like, I think this is fraternal. I think that Ariel is like outside the Dana White fraternity, and that fraternity is all the people in TKO and Zuffa boxing and what they're doing in Saudi Arabia, like with Turks. And it's like, now here we go again, Crips and Bloods. Like, I got to be so critical. Why are you comparing it to him? Because I think Max made his career, his name, off of saying stuff that people didn't see in the moment. Access, when he was doing cable access, Max was so smart because of his memory, but more importantly, he was calling stuff that you didn't even see yet. And then when it came to fruition, you're like, oh, genius, kind of like Romo, early Romo, right? So now you want him to stop that? Maybe he's not like that guy now, but maybe it'll play into it. I don't know, but is that Is that bad? Is that damning?
When you're at the press conference and you're saying we wouldn't be here unless Turkey al-Sheikh was born, it makes you look like a shill. Max.
I'm stopping you because, yeah, if he doesn't infuse billions of dollars into a dying sport, maybe the sport would die, and that's his favorite sport. Where else do you know that somebody who runs the Saudi Arabia General Fund, which is investing in sports and culture and entertainment around the world, especially the United States, is just a big boxing fan? Giving Floyd Mayweather cars and $1 million watches and all that. Like, the dude just loves boxing, and he's like, with all my money, which is way more than all y'all together, all y'all rich, I'm wealthy, and I'm wealthier than all the wealthy people you know together. Oh, by the way, I like boxing. Come on, man. Like, I don't get it.
Kellerman, I want you to understand, was the biggest truth teller in all of boxing. He weeded through all the BS. He never showed any kind of bias to any promoter. He was the guy who would get up there and give you a soliloquy on HBO Boxing and tell it to you like it is, to see this form of him. And now I know he works for a promoter, but you could still kind of be that guy and work for the promoter. You could still do that. This is over the top. This is over the top. And dare I say, unlistenable. He is insufferable on these broadcasts. Ward isn't. Tessitore isn't. None of them are. Molly Karam, Kriegel. I don't know why does he feel, guys, and if you don't want to weigh in, that's fine. Why does he feel like he has to go over the top like this? Why does the guy who was known to be the biggest truth teller of them all, the guy who pulled no punches, the guys who told it to you like it is, why is he doing this?
Blah, blah, blah. You ever listen to yourself? Like, watch film of yourself? Maybe he is still telling the truth. You say he's the biggest truth teller you ever known, and then all of a sudden now. Or maybe he's still telling the truth. You just disagree with it. You just don't see it that way. Who are you, a lie detector test? Was Don King going to save the sport? Go. Was Floyd Mayweather going to save the sport? Go. Was Oscar De La Hoya going to save the sport? Go. No shots at any of them. But their promotions, the sport was doing this. Put it like this. If you was on the airplane of UFC and you're on the airplane of boxing, how did those rides feel? UFC, you're like, whoa, whoa, smooth. Pasta warm nuts, please. Yes, I'll take 2. You in one of them like them British Airway planes that got 2 floors and your suite got like a bar in it. You in a boxing plane? Exhibition fights are bigger than main championship fights. What division are you in? What belt? Which one of the 8 belts you got? Come on, man. Don't hate your own. Maybe he's still telling the truth. I ain't gonna lie, and I'm on the outside. Like Nick was my agent, and all those. I love all them people, but to be in the real, dog, what they're doing works. They have the Midas touch. It's okay. And you know what helps you have the Midas touch? You have King Midas, right? Turkish, like he got that money and that interest. Who else was saving it? Ariel, just tell me. Just tell me. Ariel don't like today's sports. He like how it was yesterday. This ain't right, but this is funny. This is crazy. I don't know what this is. That kid right there, that face and that money, that means nothing to him. You better off having a joystick in your hand, a controller or something. You get that boy something else. He looking at that money like, I thought I could get something to eat off of this or some ice cream or something. Come on, man. Oh, golly, that's wrong. That's wrong on so many levels, I don't even know. But some of it was right, but wrong. Whatever. Let's get into this. That's crazy. I don't know what just happened there. I don't know. But I do know there's a lot of craziness in this world. We're going to get into it. Let's go. I love when people, we've seen a theme in this today's show, like a loyalty and allegiances. And like, yo, I'm trying to look out for my friend. And then I got to go against my friend. And then what are you talking about? I used to tell the truth, but now you're not. Maybe he still is. You just don't agree with the truth. I don't know. But I know that J.J. Redick, boy, when they have to ask him a question like, who's the GOAT? Or, and you coaching one of the candidates that's a GOAT? Oh, I know this going to sound funny.
Yeah, I've always said that the greatest players in any era would be great in any era. You can't, and it's hard to compare eras and play styles. To me, it's even hard to compare stats. Jordan is 1, LeBron is 1, Jordan is 2, LeBron is 2, however you want to do it. To me, they're the 2 greatest players of all time. I think the biggest thing is just...
Right then, you're like, look, I know he can't step in it, so I don't really have any mandate that he tells me. First of all, God dang, JJ. Is JJ Redick married? You're talking about creeping. TLC, how many phones this fool got? I just like it when they say, look, God, I wish there was a world where he just tell us who he thinks is the GOAT. Because I think he's smart and obviously experienced, and he plays the game now. He coaches the game. I was like, damn, who you think is the best? But whatever.
You hear stories about how LeBron prepares and never was his teammate, so didn't get to experience it firsthand. But now being around him the last year and a half, he's a maniac. He's maniacal about his approach and his preparation, and every single day is centered around how do I prepare my body and my mind to play the next game. And I said the other night, it's the perfect example for any NBA basketball player of how to approach their career and their craft. And that's the reason he's been able to do it for so long and do it at such a high level.
Boy. Oh, my God. Okay, let's get into this real quick. Y'all saying y'all can't hear it. Volume low. JJ over there creeping with all them phones. All right, I'll turn it up next time. Turn up the bass, check out my melody, and light a cigar. Okay. JJ, next time just tell us how fresh one is and not the other. Because some people ain't scared, and then when they ain't scared, people say they hating. See, this is what happens. It gets normalized to BS people. And then when somebody actually is telling you the truth, you think they got an agenda or they're wrong or they hating. This is what happened to Gilbert Arenas a lot. He said about Michael Jordan was struggling against guys who are wearing AAU uniforms. Gilbert Arenas on how the NBA media used to protect its stars back in the day. I keep telling you guys this because I lived through it, but people don't want to go there. All right. So we know the GOAT conversation is always something. Well, according to NBA former All-Star guard Gilbert Arenas, this was not always the case, as press people during the 80s and the 90s did not engage in negative talk about players or speak ill of them. Arenas cited Michael Jordan's performance in the Barcelona Olympics as an example. This is deep. I forgot this. There was no negativity in the early 80s and 90s. The game was glorified and pushed positive. They didn't bash Magic, Bird, and Kareem for losing in the finals. Imagine USA 92 team today. And looking at Michael Jordan box scores are talked about today from how he performed. In 92, nobody knows MJ was struggling in the Olympics and shooting that bad against guys who were wearing AAU uniforms. We didn't hear struggling. Jordan played golf, went to casinos, and partied all night. All right, we get it. We know that. They talked about it very differently than they do now. The media now who's telling you how great these players are is the same media telling you how horrible today's players are. Because they love those players. They're players that made them feel good. He said the media does not celebrate the game. I respect the job the media does, Adam Silver says. It's not a suggestion that people shouldn't ask tough questions or be critical or talk about things they don't like about the game, but I think they don't spend enough time talking about why people love this game. Recently, I was at a meeting with Mike Krzyzewski. How you say his name? Krzyzewski? Former coach at Duke, and he condensed it with this headline. He said, we should educate people about the game and celebrate the game. Educate and celebrate. And I wish there was more of that. Just letting you guys know, boy, Michael Jordan in today's era, good Lord, you imagine? Oh, you were where last night? Doing what? And your box score was what? For real. Like, seriously. Oh, I didn't give you guys this one. Watch this. Watch this. This is crazy. Like, the box score is crazy. Where was it? Christian Laettner. There's something about Christian Laettner. I I lost it. It was, there we go. It says, it can be recalled that MJ shot a horrible 45% from the floor during the Dream Team's gold medal run. The second worst on the team, behind only Christian Laettner at 45.0%. So, isn't it crazy how we killed Christian Laettner? Remember people be killing, what was he doing on the team? What the hell? Look at how he played. I just like the truth, man. Nothing real. Nothing deep. It ain't that deep. So let's keep going. Find some more truth serum out here. We got to still get to Shedeur in the Pro Bowl. Oh, my God. What is going on here? We got what's going on here. Y'all like this era. This is how y'all used to get it. Look at this. Look at this right here. Look at how they used to dress. I blame the Fab Five. Look at Popovich. This one, cats thought this was fresh. Look at this. Look at this. Man, if y'all don't stop playing with me. Oh, let's get into it. Okay. Yes. I'm skipping a bunch of topics because I know how y'all act. I know what y'all want right now. I'm going to give it to you, too. Ooh, pause. Yes. We are going to get to, damn, this Klay Thompson, I'm going to have to lose this. I got a Klay Thompson, Megan Stallion. I got to make Megan Thompson. I'm already marrying him. That I need to show y'all. It's insane. But let's get to some more of the meaty topics in sports, what's happening, what's trending right now. So, just buckle up. This is a take, but it's his take. So let's listen to it.
I'm very upset going back to the Pittsburgh Steelers because I want to stay for the record, and I'm not joking about this. I'm dead serious. I believe that Ryan Clark should have been interviewed for the job. I mean it. I mean it.
Yeah.
I believe that Ryan Clark, who I'm looking at right now, should have been interviewed for the job.
I wish I would've.
Phillip Rivers got interviewed
You know that ain't happening.
by the Buffalo Bills. I'm just saying, you the Pittsburgh Steelers, what's up? What's up? I know they love RC. I know they know he's a Steeler for life. I know they pick up the phone and call him and defer to him and ask his advice and stuff like that, or give him or make sure they express their thoughts to him. How come you can't interview the brother? You go sit up there and bring Mike McCarthy back at 62 years old. That's right, and that's what I'm saying. That RC Ryan Clark should have been interviewed for the head coaching job of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Y'all gonna come to me years later. Remember this. Keep this in the archives. Stephen A. said it. You understand? This is what I'm talking about. These are the problems. Let's go on. Let's move on.
He's still upset about the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Blah, blah, blah. As crazy as that sounds, as blasphemous as that may be, you got to remember when they hired Mike Tomlin. What'd you think of Mike Tomlin? What'd you think of his profile? You knew of him as what, a defensive back coach? He was like, how you got the job with the Pittsburgh Steelers? And then you saw that first press conference. You're like, oh, never mind. That is a man. First of all, you thought Omar Epps is coaching, but then after that, you're like, that is a man talking. He about to lead men. So RC, with his social public profile, actually qualifies. Absolutely. With his resume as a player, RC was a baller. Got overshadowed because you're playing with Troy Polamalu. Like, nobody know your name like that. You playing with Troy. Long hair don't care. But he actually qualifies. It caught me off guard, the starting point. But then you dig a little deeper and then you realize why Pittsburgh probably hasn't called him. And to RC's point, they love me from afar, but being real, they ain't going to call me. Because in the role that RC is on TV, which obviously makes you someone that has a high IQ rating, high social profile, we hear your mindset, we hear your thoughts. RC breaks down film. Real spit, real good. Like one of the top. I like Dan O, I like Acho. RC could break it down. Then you get into, obviously, let's hear him in terms of the complexities of the game. Check. X's and O's, check. I's and U's. That's where he struggles. I think that's what's going to be his hurdle, I should say. Because people are listening and they hear you. And to be a leader of men, you can't be apologizing every other day. To be a leader of men, you can't always frown up and show your vulnerabilities like that. You got to keep a poker face. Like, it's almost like, and it's okay because RC don't seem like he's interested. I'm just saying like the good and the bad. I'm seeing the pros and cons of it. Like, he doesn't seem like he could lead all the men because we need you to not crack or fracture when things get tough. And he's shown that he has on issues that are deeply personal to him. I think he's going to be personally committed and deeply committed to being a head coach because you got to live at the facility. You got to live for that team. And if you're over there crying and whining and all that emotional volatility, that ain't for no coach. So he you know, all those guys use that as a prep to something else, stepping stone, but also it's good where I'm at. So RC, like his response was like, really? But I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it. No way. Nah. It's a different. Look, there's bad coaches too, so everybody kind of qualified. If you play or you know the game, you get in, you get the job, you can mess it up. Trust me, you can do that. But in all seriousness, nah, I couldn't see that. I couldn't see that at all. Okay. There's another job that maybe RC wants. I don't think he does, but maybe they want him. You may think they don't, but they better get somebody because what's going on in Cleveland? Let's get gangster.
Help everybody pulled out of this fucking job hunt because this is a mockery and they should just slap the Cleveland fan base into. They should fire this guy right now today, number one. And then the owner should come down and say, what the fuck are we doing? What's our hiring process here? And I like, how the fuck do you not know what your hiring process is, homie? How do you not know what people under you are doing? This is ridiculous. Nobody wants your job.
Nobody.
Holy shit, homie.
And they
this
act
is
like they got
ridiculous.
leverage. Like guys are taking coordinator jobs as opposed to the head jobs.
Yes. The fact that you have Shedeur Sanders, nobody wants to coach him. Then you have Deshaun Watson. Nobody wants to coach that fucking nightmare who hasn't performed in I don't know how long. And that's number one problem. And then you throw this shit at people? Stop. You say every day on this show, there's only 32 of these jobs, Smitty. 32 jobs. Somebody's going to take it. They want it. Blah, blah, blah. Nobody wants this motherfucker. That's how crazy it is. 32 of these jobs and nobody wants this job.
People not wanting that job has nothing to do with quarterback. How are you going to get a viable candidate, like the best candidate, and tell him he's got to have Andrew Berry as his GM and he got to keep Jim Schwartz? So first of all, you eliminating any defensive head coach because you're basically telling him he can't run his system.
That's ridiculous.
Right?
If you're Myles Garrett, are you not walking in here and say, what the fuck are we doing? I re-signed with you guys. You guys shitted on me. You've told me nothing. You've done nothing to make us better. We're not getting better. Then you told us we had a defense that was good because of me. And now you're telling us the head coach has to keep the D coordinator. You know what John Harbaugh just did? He got the job. You know why the contract took so long? Because he wanted full autonomy, and that was the beef with him and Schoen or whatever. He said, nah, I want to fire everybody in this fucking organization because you don't know how to win here. So he's done it. They allowed him to do it. Why wouldn't you think that even he considered a place like Cleveland? Hell to the motherfucking nah. Right there.
They delusional, JB. Haslam and Berry don't think there's nothing wrong with what they're doing. That's the worst component of it.
So what we doing? We're pulling up sheets, Smitty. That's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the DC in '89 in Miami? He meets our criteria. He checked off the personality trait. He got a 128 on the IQ test. He took the Wonderlic and got a 41. What the fuck are we doing? Are you shitting me?
They're not even meeting with the candidates like in person. They're pulling up and they just they got a Scantron. And they're just taking the test in a room by themselves.
Have they ran my thing?
They ain't ran yours yet.
No, you didn't make it. You didn't make it.
They keep going, but blah, blah, blah. Cleveland, a mess. Look, Andrew Berry, Harvard, smart guy, I get all that stuff. At the same time, sometimes you go overthink it. Sometimes you could be looking for things that just don't make any sense. And in Cleveland, a lot of things don't make sense. And I think nothing really illustrates that more than just seeing this, where Shedeur Sanders is in the Pro Bowl. And when I first heard this, I wasn't shocked just because I know that the Pro Bowl now is a flag football game. It is also now an honor to be nominated in the Pro Bowl, but even more of an honor not to play in it. Like, just being real. These guys be like, yeah, I'm banged up. Yep. So what was it? Josh Allen, Drake May, who's still playing, so obviously he like, I'm good. And then it's Justin Herbert, banged up, and then I'm still playing. So then they just keep going down the ladder, right? But they got to a point where it was like, wow, Shedeur Sanders, who started, 5 games? Had how many good games, like really good games? Like, all right, how many excellent games? Maybe 1? You could say that Tennessee game, I guess, even though they lost, but it doesn't matter. He still balled. He had 3 touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. So 4 total touchdowns, 1 pick. How many good games? 1, maybe 2. So I don't even think that, I'm not saying that Shedeur killed the game or killed the accolade of the Pro Bowl, because they already killed it. When they left Hawaii, that was strike 1. Then they start playing all these skills challenges in football. This ain't basketball, strike 2. And then it turned into just a flag football game. Are you kidding me? And I don't have a fix. I hate being this guy in a relationship. I can tell you everything wrong, but I can't tell you how to fix it. But I have no fix for it, because no one wants to play football voluntarily. No one ever raised their hand. Hey, what you doing tomorrow? You want to go play some football? Hell no. Play some basketball, pickleball. You want to play pickleball? I'm not going to hit another human being and contort my body all crazy ways to say second down. There's only 2 people ever raised their hand to God and say, let me play football. Ray Lewis and Dick Butkus. The rest of us, we didn't choose football. Football chose us. And now y'all choosing not to watch the damn Pro Bowl out here. NFL fans are boycotting Pro Bowl after Shedeur Sanders' announcement. First of all, y'all lying. Y'all may not watch. Well, Pro Bowl is an easy one to protest. I'll give you that. Y'all said this with Kaepernick. Y'all said this. Y'all did not stop watching the NFL when Kaepernick got blackballed, not blackballed, took his ball because he was black and took it home. Whatever the hell happened, his settlement or whatever. Y'all did not stop watching the NFL. And if y'all did, y'all show came back in droves. So they added them to the roster, and now I want to get to the part where they say, Derek Anderson made the Pro Bowl in 2008. I forgot about that. He was balling that year. Okay, so we all know who didn't go, who's not going. I just said that. So fans are saying it's officially time to ban the Pro Bowl. Ban the Pro Bowl. Okay, I'm not watching this year. Okay, why aren't you watching the Pro Bowl? All right, here's the number 10 quarterback vote getter for the Pro Bowl. Okay, so let's go AFC, NFC. All right, so Drake, AFC. Then we go NFC, AFC. Patrick Mahomes like, nope, my knee. So then we get to there, Jordan Love, Caleb Williams, Jared Goff. Where's 9? Come on, dog, do your thing right. All right, so then you get to Shedeur. Y'all get the point. It'd been a little tougher to make it in the NFC, but he's in the AFC. Get that money. So what do you think about it? Oh, no, I ain't asking y'all. I'm asking Skip. What do you think about it?
Congratulations to Shedeur Sanders and to the NFL, because, Richie, I get what you're saying about going down the list and on just obviously on sheer performance. He did not deserve to be in the Pro Bowl because he started 7 games. He went 3-4. He had 7 touchdowns. 7 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. That's not Pro Bowl resume yet. Do I think he could make Pro Bowls legitimately on performance in the near future? I do. But the point was,
don't try and lead us into where this could actually make sense. Just stay where it is. It doesn't make sense. But I'm glad he said that. I didn't think Skip would say that. I didn't think Skip would go there. But I also knew that if he did go there, he ain't going to stay there. So let's go where he's going.
Is that on draw, he's a Pro Bowler to me. On interest detonated, he's a Pro Bowler. On magnetism, on eyeballs, on all the things that we've talked about on this show, people watch Shedeur Sanders. So for me, the National Football League made a shrewd move, and I'm not sure how far down the list they needed to go because, hey, nobody watches this anymore anyway.
Don't put this on the NFL. Shrewd move. The voters voted. He was listed, they said 10, 11, that world. Cats tapping out. Cats are tapping out. Simple as that. They ain't the NFL. They like, look, this is the way it goes. If we get down the list, cats do not want to play in that game no more. It's not worth it for the money, even though they're giving them more money. They're like, dog, you know how much money I make? And then what, NIL and all this stuff now? And I'm talking about NIL in terms of off the field autograph sessions, appearances. I got to bring the family. It end up costing you. You going to the Pro Bowl, family like, we are too. And you're like, no. So cats just don't want to. They want the accolade. They want the honor. I'm a 12-time Pro Bowler, of course. But to do none of the work now, matter of fact, it's going to come out of my pockets.
It's a dying breed of a game, and now to save the game, will I watch? Yeah, I'll watch Shedeur play. I don't care if it's 7-on-7. I don't care what it is. I'll watch because I love to watch Shedeur throw the football and operate an offense. So I think it was a great move given the lack of magnitude of the game, he might put it back on the map because he is going to detonate viewership.
This is not Caitlin Clark Olympics. This is not the same. This is not an election. This is not like we get to select. This is not that. We already had locked in where they are slotted. They could have went all the way down to where Jarrett Stidham could have made it there if we had got to that point. Like in the NBA, Bronny James, he had 2 votes, right? He could have been in there if everybody said, I ain't playing an All-Star game. I ain't playing an All-Star game. So there's an illusion that, that we did this. I guess we did this because you had to vote. And then it got to the point where it got to Shedeur.
You don't think this furtherly diminishes the,
well, you could argue,
like the viability of the Pro Bowl? Now I'm kind of like, I take it more as a joke now than I did before.
Okay, that's a good question.
Skip, let her talk. Just let her talk. Molly already shows.
But I think it was already a joke. True. You know, like I don't know if you can hurt the credibility of it any more than you did now. Obviously, just on the surface of Shedeur just replaced Drake May, who was 1-2-2-1 in the MVP race. I mean, that's laughable at a glance until you start thinking about it. But hey, on sheer popularity, does Shedeur have as many fans or more fans than Drake May? I'll bet he does.
Yeah, more fans
right?
than anybody that's going to
Yeah.
And more haters, too. And more haters. Both sides of it.
Fair.
He definitely moves the needle.
But that's the definition of needle moving is love-hate.
Yes.
Okay.
But we do put a lot of respect on, like, right? I'm sitting on this couch. I introduced Richie as a 4-time Pro Bowler. I mean, it's like, that is an honor, right? And now I feel like
by the way,
as a player, I think that
those were earned, and these are earned, and that man earned every time.
I want never no replacement.
No, there's no replacement.
We had a starter.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Earned. Raise your hand if you earned the Pro Bowl, right? Been there. Also been voted as an alternate before and didn't play. So I know both sides. Let me just say this. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't sting. And I'm glad it doesn't, because that would make me feel a certain way towards Shedeur and his greatness in terms of popularity. If it took something away from me, if it took something away from the name of the Pro Bowl in terms of accolade and achievement, but it doesn't. It already eroded. Once they left Hawaii, it was just different from player perspective. Players are already talking bad about it. Then they went to Orlando or wherever they went and hopped around. I think they was in Vegas one year, it felt like. I don't know. And then I watched. The last time I seen the Pro Bowl was when I watched. And this is, I watched something where they were trying to catch balls out the sky. And I was just like, oh. Remember that Happy Days episode they said where it jumped the shark? It's just like, okay, it's okay to let it die. You don't have to have the 900th episode of MASH. Just let it go. And I just felt like the Pro Bowl, let it go. Nobody wants to do it. I understand it's a big money and a big thing. You can give it an honor, a ceremony, and I don't know what it could turn into, a big Dave & Buster's. Let them play video games. I'd rather see them play Madden than I want to see them catching torpedoes and trying to pin the tail on a donkey. It's just kind of weird. We have really lost our way in this Pro Bowl. It's all over the place. Crazy. Well, since we talking about the Pro Bowl, let's talk about Pro Bowlers. Let's look at one. He a beast. Oh, I figured out how to fix it. Watch this. Remember last time they wouldn't let us do it? Watch this. I think this works. Yes.
Bills have done it again. Do you believe it? Unbelievable. The Bills are back in it now.
Okay, I'm not going to get this sound. I hear all these songs is what gets you in trouble. That's Sam Coward. That was my teammate. I just want y'all to see a couple of these plays. We out of here. Look at it. That dude can play. Eric Modes. Y'all forgot about Eric Modes, one of the best receivers that would never make the Hall of Fame. Sam Rogers, that's my big bro, took care of me. Antoine Smith came there rookie year, shared or not, took the ball away from Thurman Thomas, Marv Levy, Wade Phillips. Look at our squad right here. That's Jim Kelly, who did not play with us in 99, but they just showing you the greatness of the franchise. Now, that's Rob Johnson, who got paid. Jacksonville Jaguars paid him. Then also, the Buffalo Bills paid him after the Jacksonville Jaguars game. This is the Music City Miracle when we lost it. Damn. Who is that? Is that Holisek? John Holisek? I don't think. Is that Holisek? Wherever he is, he's getting blocked. Okay, that's Doug Flutie, who should have started our Music City Miracle. Maybe we wouldn't have lost. I think we would have won, but who knows? Who wants to live in that world anyway? Oh, Who is this? He better land on his head. I know that. I remember this play. I wasn't there then. God dang. I wonder how you feel right now. Goodness. Is that Don Beebe? I think that was Don Beebe. Okay, watch this. I think you're going to see me twice. That's Phil Hansen, one of the best DNs ever, dog. Technician. Thurman Thomas, baller. Bruce Smith. Bruce. That's me. Look at me. I used to get paid for that breathe right stuff. I ain't going to lie to y'all now. It didn't work. They put that thing on your nose. Open up your nostrils, you can breathe more. Man, that was the phoniest thing ever. All right, this is before I got there. Oh my God, this is so good. There's one play of me playing, but it ain't worth all this time to find it. Oh man, I love it too much. So beat up in the comments. Tell me what you guys think. And I remember yesterday we had trivia. I told you I don't pay off trivia, but the other players that had 10 receptions, 150 yards in a championship game, it was JSN, right? And here's the other ones. One day later, but it still happens. Julio Jones, Pierre Garçon, Ike Hilliard, and Michael Irvin. I know none of y'all got that right, so just wanted to pay it off so I don't be a liar all the time. Now, let's get out of here on what we got to do. We got to say some rap, and then we go. Which of these 9 hip-hop legends is your favorite? Which of these 9? Okay? Which one? Whoever wrote this, won't you say which one? All right, here we go. Big Daddy, so far he winning. Ooh, Rakim, I got to give it to Rakim over Big Daddy. Okay, keep going. Ooh, Cool G Rap, that was my favorite, but I know Rakim got him. LL and Rakim, yeah. I'm right here. I'm stuck. Chuck D was my dude, but no. Karis won my dude. Oh, my God. Oh, I used to love Karis. Oh, my God. So you're a philosopher? Slick Rick, good. Ice-T, 6 in the morning, police at my door. Fresh Adidas, quick across that bathroom flow. And Shout Dog in the house. All this is love, but I got to stay here or here. LL or Rakim? God dang. Big Daddy right there, though. My son likes my melody now. LL, though, is God. I'm not answering that. I feel like JJ Redick, LeBron, Jordan. I just can't. I've listened to both equally as much. I don't know. Help me. Beat it up in the comments. God, that's a good question. Damn. That hurt. Oh, love for you guys. Have an amazing day. It's time for me to take these itty bitties to school. I don't know. The wife came back from her trip in the Bahamas, and she said she's going to get up and do it. You know what that means. Peace.
It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come.
Oh, this is not hyperbole here.
Because I believe the
Time to hydrate.